Let's just have a very quick look at our custom fabricated tilt steering column that we built into our sort of experimental 66 Mini Cooper S here. This is a Flaming River unit based on the GM splines and steering mountings, allowing the direct mounting of a Momo steering wheel with a simple adapter that's much more streamlined than what the usual Mini arrangement ends up being. This column, 1.75 inch diameter, which isn't much bigger than the stock column. You've got a limit here of getting everything to fit cleanly between the pedals. And you can see this is a nice fit. We've got the kind of the pinch bolt arrangement at the bottom that we harvested off another Mark I shaft that had been bent, but had a very nice pinch bolt. These are prone to stripping out when people don't pay attention to the angle of the rack, which is mounted underneath the floor here. But this was a fabricated bracket. I elected to mount mine. It's basically 3/16 by about 3 inches of steel plate that I used a torch, bent into this horseshoe shape. Back in that day I wasn't taking much video. And that made a mount for one of these street rod type column mounts, and the way I did it ended up having the top of it here make me a nice little mount for my odometer tachometer. So this is a longer column than I would put in most Minis because I'm pretty tall. I'm 6 feet tall, and you can see the position of the front seats. You know, here's the B pillar and the headrest of my seats kind of back into the back seat area. It's now basically an extra cab pickup for my dogs, and bringing back the column allows, of course, a much more rearward seat position, much more legroom, and yet at the same time you can bring the steering wheel down, keeping it from feeling like a long reach. As usually with a Mini you gain a little bit of legroom at the expense of having a very awkward reach to the bus-like steering column. So I feel like this is a great refinement. Ever since I was a kid I did not like the very upright columns in these Minis. So there you have it. We'll do a more detailed showing of how we built it. I think I have some photos of when I assembled it after we got the car painted. But anyway, you can kind of see how this goes. No secrets here. Here's how I did it. And for a normal build I would probably need this pedal box assembly, and I would probably mount that just about the same way, give you back this bracket, your pedal box mounted up. All you'd have to do would be to match up a couple of holes here and mount it through underneath the pad. I could show more detail of this as we get into it, but I haven't really torn the car apart to show the bits. But hopefully that's a good first look and give you an idea of what's possible. These are all new parts, none of the little felt bushings and what have you in the stock column. This is pretty stout stuff. All right, maybe we'll talk about it in more detail.